All right. Hello,
All right.
ladies and gentlemen.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Are we going to do this? Are we just going to copy each other? Don't laugh. That's not funny.
Um,
Cheers.
Welcome. Cheers, Nima. And welcome everyone to our weekly show on Sunday night.
That's right. This is Sunday, May 7th. Thanks for tuning in. Talk about things we have no business talking about, but we're going to do it anyway every week.
All the time.
Yeah, this is episode 4
Four.
of Leftovers.
Leftovers. Good day, Melbourne. I think that's how you say that.
That's right. You know that
Melbourne?
actually the Today Show in Australia is really funny from what I gather. Because
Really?
the host is like super dorky and makes awful jokes all the time that always fail. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, we got plenty of those here. I mean, John Oliver is pretty goofy.
No, John Oliver is like just a comedian. This guy's a news anchor that's just horrible at jokes. Like he just
Oh.
like he makes
That's
bad
cool.
jokes that everybody just looks at him. They're like, I don't know his name, but if anybody's in Australia, they should let us know because the dude's genuinely funny. I see his clips on YouTube and Reddit all the time.
It's like in this episode we just watched, they have like this morning show where people are
Yeah.
behind the window and stuff.
So, man, okay,
So much to talk about, Nima.
so much to talk about, but I'm gonna jump the gun. Whatever happened in the last episode that you and I, not that kind of jumping the gun, whatever happened in the last episode that you and I were basically shitting on it the whole time,
Yeah.
this is the
I know.
exact opposite. This is
I
literally
feel-
the masterpiece. This was
Yeah.
so
Well, yes,
good.
I agree with you. That's one of the best episodes I've ever watched of anything.
Completely agree.
Trust me, I know nothing about any of this stuff, but it felt so good. I was like, makes me feel smart. Anyways, so the contrast, like you said, we shat on the last episode, on last week's episode, and now I feel bad about it.
Well, I mean, why?
Because think about it, because they had to talk about Kevin Sr. in order for some of this to make sense this time.
Correct.
And on top of that, maybe they used the fact that last episode was pretty boring to
You just noticed that?
I just saw what you did there, Nima.
One mouse click away from being gone completely. But God,
I went completely white for I don't even know how long. I just turned around and I was
it
gone.
was a millisecond. But man, go ahead. Sorry.
So what was I saying? So yeah, so last episode I think they really played with that dynamic of like, okay, it felt like a letdown to a lot of people, and then this one was like so good.
This one
So
was
good.
incredible.
Oh.
But did you notice, like in the comments that we got for our last episode, it seemed like the only people that just didn't like the episode. That everybody else seemed to really genuinely love it.
Oh, why did we hate it so much?
I've been thinking about that the whole week. Is it because it was so heavy on the religious tones in the last one? Like it was like religious metaphor after religious metaphor after religious
Yeah.
metaphor, where you and I are not. We're not against it. We're just not that well versed in it. So
Yeah,
we were just
not at
not
all.
picking things up that we should have been picking up.
Even though we watched The Young Pope, you know?
It's so good. Which, by the
So
way,
good.
anybody
We're
that
so-
hasn't seen it, you should go back and watch that, and then watch our reactions to that
Yeah.
show.
Yeah. That's when we started getting some awesome views and stuff.
That's right. Since we're in a point of telling people what to do kind of show, please go ahead and like and subscribe if you can, and if you would like,
We like telling people what to do.
right, all day, every day.
That's what you said? Yeah.
Yeah.
Subscribe.
Please comment. Let us know
Yeah.
what you think about this show, if you have any theories. And if you want us to talk about another show coming up, we're going to be doing Game of Thrones immediately after this. But if there's something else that is catching people's interest, I would love to know.
Yeah, there's plenty of awesome shows out there.
Right. So let's get into this one. Remy, what are your thoughts? You said you have a lot of notes and stuff.
I mean, it's not really. It's just like I was blown away how good this was. Like it was kind of funny at some point when Nora walks through the airport detectors.
Right.
The music is like so good right there, and then I didn't realize that they were playing with the whole her going through having problems with technology here and there.
Right.
So you're like, oh, not again. And then she's pretty. Nora was so good in this episode. It's like, I can't even describe it. You know, like it's like character development happened really quick.
Right.
There, and you learn a lot, and it puts the whole show into a different perspective. Same for Kevin, because now, spoiler alerts, now though, people we were like talking about how maybe he's the Messiah and make things fun and stuff, but that kind of knocks it down a notch
Because we think he's crazy.
Because now he's kind of crazy, and Lori like told him that, and then now he doesn't know what he's doing, but they were both there for their own reasons.
Right. He was actually, like Lori said, he was running away, right? He had no reason to actually go there, did he?
Well, he's got that, like, what, insecurity about Nora or something? Like,
yeah.
Plus, I mean, it went fast. Since last time we saw them, they're in the bedroom, and within 5 minutes, she walks in on him trying to choke himself to death, and then, I want to have a baby, and then the $20,000 call. It's like, oh, so too much. It's like they're really throwing everything at them. And us, because we're trying to keep up with how do we think people are reacting.
It's very true. And this episode, so much happened as far as when you were saying like character development. Like, even though we didn't see Kevin Sr. that much, we didn't see that many people back in Miracle that much. It was mostly Kevin and Nora. Even just between the two of them, so much happened as far as their character development. It was crazy. Like, it's such a good episode with the music, the editing, everything was perfect. But story-wise, it was unbelievably good.
Yeah.
Like, obviously Nora's character development. It's gotten to the point of you think Nora's really clever, Nora's really shady, and then you feel sad for Nora when she's going through the whole questionnaire thing.
They did it perfect. It's like we still don't know if she was there. Well, now we do, but as it was happening the first half of the episode, we didn't know if she was there to catch a fraud or to actually go see her kids.
I got the feeling she was going to go see her kids, right? Like, she was acting like she was going to go catch a fraud?
I think so. Yeah, I think that was her, like, So does that mean she doesn't really care about Kevin and she'd rather, like, go through this process of who knows what happens to someone?
That's the feeling that I got. And the way they have the Kevin character being portrayed in every episode, there does seem to be some sort of a distance growing between it. Obviously, they had to fight at the very end of this one.
Yeah.
So it seems like he's feeling distant. He's feeling, like you said, unsure about everything that Nora does. Which, I mean, I get it. Like, at the very beginning when Nora goes to go through a separate line at the security thing.
Yeah.
His reaction was perfect. It would have been the same reaction that I would have had.
He's like,
aren't we together? Like, shouldn't we go?
He's like, what? Are you going to leave me here? Like, you're just going to go? I don't know. But I didn't realize she was just going through the metal detector.
She was going through the fast pass thing, basically. I forgot what it was
that's
called.
what it was? Okay.
Because you can pay extra to not have to wait in line at this airport. So that's basically what they were going through.
Yeah. But at the same, now that as soon as you know that she was hiding money, you're like, oh, it makes so much, like, she played it so well, she didn't get crazy in line to, like, tell him, like, no, don't worry, I got this plan going, because she was, like, on the low, on incognito with that. Okay, so good. So good.
So even right after that, when we were talking about the 20,000 being strapped to her body, it's immediately followed by a sex scene, right?
Mm-hmm. One of the best ever.
Because I've never seen them overlay a sex scene with a really crucial conversation from a different scene, and it was just like, it was really good. Like, it's been the first time.
Good. It's like they were talking while they were doing it. Yeah.
So good. It was incredible. Man, this show is.
They really did something great.
Last episode was pretty bad. I still think it was pretty bad.
We should edit those two videos, like last week's videos and this one, and go from like, oh, what are they doing, to this one. It's like, oh my God, it's the best ever.
Genuinely a masterpiece. And I really hope they continue this over the next. We don't have that many episodes left.
I guess not.
Like 3 or 4 maybe at the most. So I really hope they continue this kind of trajectory, because it's going to be amazing. But I do have a question for you. And since you've seen season 2 more recently than I have.
Sure.
This book, the Book of Kevin, that Tom has written, where did he get the information from?
Okay, so I was going to ask you about this. I was like, are Kevin and Matt so close that Kevin's told him everything? At least all the way until, I mean, because John got some of that story too. That's why they wrote it together, I guess. Right. But Kevin must have completely opened up. But at the same time, he didn't open up to Nora or Lori. So did him and Matt have like some private sessions where he was describing what he just went through?
I missed it, but I vaguely remember in season 2, closer to the end of it, there is at least one discussion between Kevin and John, right?
Yes.
Where John goes, I killed you. And
yeah. There's that. That's why John's involved in the writing of the book. I guess John would know more than Matt about Kevin's
Right.
dream adventures.
But I didn't realize until this episode that the details that are in the book are incredibly
It's
detailed
like
as far as
Kevin
what
wrote it,
happened.
you know?
Right, exactly. So where did Tom and John get all this information about like the girl being pushed down the well?
I mean,
God, and I just remember how sad of an episode all those episodes were in the last couple of episodes of season 2. They were just
yeah,
like tragic. Like after
yeah,
one
they're
after
pretty
the other.
bad. And then it's so good. I love the part where every time he's in the hotel room, man. As soon as he's in the hotel room, you're like, oh no, what's gonna happen now?
You're talking about
'Cause-
season 2 or now?
No, this
Oh,
episode.
yeah.
Because Nora leaves and he's like, and then TV doesn't work, and you're like, oh, okay, we're about to see some shit.
Right, and he's talking to the girl in the TV, and you know how the TV turns off as soon as he says, "Can you hear me?"
Yeah,
Such good, like
so
everything.
good. The suspense was like, is this really happening? It's amazing.
Dude, I kind of really want to go back and just like
We
end this
love
and
this
watch
episode so much, Nima, that we can't even really have a regular conversation about it.
I know, but let's try. We got to.
I know.
We're like 11 minutes.
Hi,
into
my
it,
name is Remy,
and I'm Nima.
and this is Steadiocast.
Boom.
Boom.
You know how they build on. Oh, this is another thing I was gonna say. One way they tied this episode into the last one, which didn't make any sense to me, but I'm glad they did. It was the cancer question.
Oh yes.
Because the guy
Oh,
asked
I was trying to remember where that was from. There was a guy that burned himself.
correct.
Oh, dude.
So
yes.
So the cancer question goes, for people that may not remember it, is basically in the last episode the guy asked, "Would you kill a baby to cure cancer?" In this episode they went more into it and they said if there were twins born, one of them was going to grow up to cure cancer, but for that to happen, you would have to agree for the other one to die.
Okay. Same question, really.
Same question, but just a little bit
but
different.
the other guy said he answered no,
Correct.
and that's why he got let go of his doctor job.
Oh my god, I'm getting it.
Tell me.
Nora and that crazy guy with the Volkswagen Beetle were both going through the questionnaire, right? To go see their departed friends and family.
Well, no,
They both
'cause-
said the same thing. They said
they both
yes.
said no. Yeah, okay.
They
But
both-
the question was better, was more elaborate for Nora.
Right, but at the same time, we don't know what they asked him. He's just rephrasing the question back to Kevin Sr. So since they
It was
both,
not okay, yeah, but it was not the same question.
it was vaguely similar,
Yeah.
right?
But again, he's like, okay, why would he?
And
I guess
that-
he had a suitcase that probably was full of money, right? I mean, he was
Right.
wearing a suit and all that.
Right.
Well, did he have a suitcase?
Well, he had something in his car, right? In the old Volkswagen Beetle.
I
But
don't
at
know.
the same time, remember, he doesn't. Sorry, I don't know why. I never burp. And then as soon as we started recording, like burps come out. But they said the cost of doing that procedure or that experiment is associated with how much wealth you have. So if he was poor, he wouldn't have to pay as much. But what I'm trying to say is,
Dude, the conspiracy theories are like,
since you know how when Kevin said no and the guy got really upset
right.
because he was hoping Kevin would say yes because he was hoping everybody would say yes. Now it makes sense. He was so upset that he didn't get to go through the procedure in the last episode that he was blown away that somebody would say, no, of course I wouldn't kill a baby. But both Nora and that crazy guy obviously said yes, and they never got to go see their loved ones. But at the same time, crazy sci-fi shit that we still don't know anything about is where is everybody else?
And
Sorry, I
mean,
ranted. Now it's your turn.
no, that was great. That was great. So the two doctors that welcome Nora, one of them is like more, I don't know, cynical or whatever.
Yeah.
And when she says something along the lines of, they're just, we don't know where these people go. It could be a place with like no food, nothing. Like they
Right.
might just be dead as soon as upon arrival or whatever. And it's so great. Like you don't know if Nora is trying to fraud hunt or whatever, or if she's so sick of everything in her life she just wants to go to see her kids.
My
Your dog? Is that
They're
your
my-
dog?
Yep, they're my dogs. Sorry, go ahead.
It was so well done. This is what I'm saying. But yeah, as far as the conspiracies go, they told her not to worry about where to go to find the machine. And as soon as Nora brought up, like, where's the machine? They both kind of were like chuckle. And it made me feel like the machine, it's kind of a random thing. And maybe it's like on the globe. It's like, it's like the weather looking patterns. and it just appears somewhere, and maybe it takes you while you're there.
Okay. So like don't worry about thinking about the machine as a machine. It might be something you're not even thinking about. Like it might be on a scale.
Ooh, yeah, exactly.
Dude, I'm really intrigued, and I really hope they do answer in a certain way. Because like you know how when she was saying, for all we know, they could be out there and floating in space somewhere.
Right. Yeah.
I really hope they do that. I hope it is somewhere in space, like that we're not even thinking about. Like there
So
could be Jupiter.
like a space-time teleportation thing,
Right.
device.
Right.
They didn't even want her money when they left.
Right, because she didn't get picked, right? She didn't get picked to go, so.
But maybe it was a fraud, and maybe they knew that she was an investigator, and maybe they played this game on her.
I mean, the game thing, I agree with. But what I'm thinking is, you know how at the very end of the episode, because of the fire and everything, you see her kind of having this emotional breakdown where she's sitting there crying and in this hotel room that has the sprinklers going. Maybe that's all
How can
part
you tell
of the game.
she's crying?
I know, right? As soon as I said that, I was like, maybe that's just the sprinklers. Maybe that's part of the game. That's part of the test that she was going through. Now she might be ready. Now she might be ready to go through that whole thing.
Okay.
Because, you know, she brought Kevin, and now she's lost Kevin, technically. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but they left. I mean, unless it's super elaborate, then, like, wow. Why would they go through the trouble? I don't know what I'm saying anymore. This episode was so good, my mind does not work anymore.
Let me see if
so many questions.
You know, Evie, I mean, the person that Kevin saw that he thought was Evie on the TV show, she was holding a sign that says Sarah 81, if I'm not mistaken. To the people that are watching, does that mean anything? Because, I mean, Remy, no offense, I don't think you know what that would mean. Because
thanks, Nima.
Do you know what that means?
No, I don't.
Okay. I just assumed that if I don't know, you probably don't know either. Sorry.
It's all good.
So, anybody that's made it this far, what does Sarah 81 mean? Does that...
Are you sure it's Sarah 81 or Sora 81? Sarah 81?
Wait, what's the difference? What's Sora?
I don't know. No, I don't know. Like, I'm not sure the letters I saw there.
I was thinking doesn't Bible go in the name of, like, name and then number?
I guess, like Matthew something.
Right. It would have been good if either one of us
something.
opened up a Bible at any point in our life, but...
Yep.
Dude, I have a really old Bible. And
I've opened the Bible before.
You have? I haven't.
Yeah, we're going to lose so many listeners.
Immediately, they're like, gone.
Oh, they're not religious.
They're like, unsubscribe, close, delete Chrome, gone.
Throws computer into the trash can.
Oh God, no! Please stick around. We appreciate every one of you guys.
Thanks for watching. The recurring watchers like Targarinka, Jill. We have a few new ones. Sorry, it's gonna the more and more of you there's gonna be out here, the harder it's gonna be for us to remember your names. But we appreciate it so much, and that's that.
Do we super appreciate it?
We super appreciate it. Whoa, have you been holding onto this one for a while, Nima? Now
I have been.
You were waiting for a perfect spot to say super.
It's been driving me crazy on the inside. But for those of you that are recurring, the recurring theme here is that Remy's the one who remembers all the names, because I gave up on that like 10 episodes ago. So I hope that Remy brings up. I'm like, yeah, Targarinka, hey.
Oh, the names of the watchers are following.
The viewers that stick around with us, which we appreciate.
It's so fun. It makes it that much more fun for us.
Let me see if I have any more. Do you think, because I kind of got the feeling that Kevin might be right, because it's been that way in a couple of seasons so far, where he sees things, people tell him he's crazy, and then he turns out to be right. Like those things are kind of happening to him. So do you think Evie's alive? Even though the rocket specifically hit her and not the building.
In the left eye.
Right.
I don't know, man. I mean, she's dead, dude. Unless, that really happened. Her dental records was in the wreckage, or her dental things. Her teeth were there, and they were able to find her in the records.
Yeah, but I'll play the devil's advocate of the conspiracy theorists. Do you know how easy that shit is to do? For somebody to be like, yeah, the teeth were there, check. And then
I know. Well, who knows? Maybe. You remember those scenes with Evie in season 2 where she was walking around with her two friends, like in the forest, naked, and there were some scenes in that first few episodes we meet her that, makes you wonder maybe she's some kind of like, Messiah as well. Because that's another theme in this show.
I don't
Who's the
remember that.
Messiah? It's like Game of Thrones, but like, who's going to wear the crown of prickly things?
I'm. You know what's funny is, I know I'm gonna tell you, right? You're like, I didn't even say anything.
I didn't say it.
The trailer for this season, like at least the only one I saw, was
All about the
playing up-
airport.
all about the airport, playing up this whole event that's gonna happen, which they made it seem like it's gonna be the Great Flood again. Mm-hmm. Has anybody even mentioned the flood yet? I mean, the last episode they were building an ark. That was about it.
Yeah, it was rather small.
Super small.
It was a super small arc.
They've given up on the whole concept of bringing 2 of every animal. It's just gonna be 4 people. They're just I'm trying to think what else we got. Let's see.
You know that scene where Nora runs to the bus?
Yeah.
So good.
That's it. That's all.
That's it. There's so many small scenes that are done so well. Like,
I didn't have a problem with any of the scenes. Like, it was one amazing scene after another one. Like, to a point that I was like, I was shaking. I was like texting Remy. I was like, this is so good after the last episode.
You could not handle this.
I couldn't handle, like, dude, you could be right. Maybe they did the last episode in that structure to simply get you ready for this one. To get, like, knock you down to bring you up again, basically.
Yeah, it's dynamics or whatever. No, totally. And also there's the important part of Kevin walks away from Nora. Oh, did you hear someone says there was an explosion? And for a second, Kevin's like, was that my apartment?
Right, he looked up, and we don't see what he's looking up, but obviously Nora's fine.
Well, yeah, but he didn't know that. And then maybe the explosions were somewhere else in town.
Correct.
We don't know that because all
flights
have been grounded. So who knows what that could be, man? They're just showing so much and not giving enough detail, so you can't figure out anything. Damn it!
It's so good because of that. It kind of makes me wonder what could possibly be happening, because there's no other. Wait, what's the date of the event?
It's going to be about in 6 days in the storyline, or 5 days, or whatever.
Okay, so it's not happening at that time.
No.
Okay. So that's out of the window. I don't know. So taxi service. See, he said no taxis because of the explosion. Airports are shut down.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's Australia. It's just like one little. I mean, it's not little. It's massive.
Yeah, but
it's one island in a corner of the world.
I don't know. Maybe Australia has no, has never has any problems with that, and that would be like a one-time thing. Maybe the explosion was at the airport.
Maybe. I forgot. No, the last few terrorist attacks have all been in Europe, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
I know Australia had that little hostage situation.
They wouldn't keep this show at all relevant with today's
time.
Current events. Yeah, no way.
Which is true, and it's one of the things I like about this show a lot. And I haven't seen any do the same thing other than the first Matrix movie, actually, which drives me crazy that nobody else tries really hard to do this, is to make a piece of art that is timeless. Like, you can't really watch it other than like when TV shows say an actual time. We're looking at technology and looking at stuff. You can't really tell what year or what date it is. Like, they did the same thing on purpose in the Matrix. Like, all the cars were really old for no reason at all, other than the fact that they look cool. Like, the cell phones were crazy technology to the point that if you watch it today, you still don't know when it's happening, other than like when a date appears somewhere.
Yeah, they just stayed on that line.
Right, exactly. And they did the same thing more or less with this show. I mean, they mention dates all the time, but if you're watching it, you're like, oh, this could be happening either now, it could have been 10 years ago, or it could be 10 years from now, because everything looks dateless, and I love that. Because, man, as soon as like you bring out a piece of technology that's died out, like it had its own phase, like within 2 months and then died out, you're just like, oh, that was a thing that they were trying to catch up on, and they kind of completely missed it.
Yeah, and that you can tell, and it hurts.
Mm-hmm. Like,
it totally hurts.
When somebody brings out like one of those Microsoft phones, like, you're just like, oh man, you tried really hard and you didn't get it. Or they bring up Bing in a movie. I'm just like, oh man, you were hoping Bing was going to catch up. Yeah.
When did you start shooting this?
That's one of the reasons Island, The Island, which is a really great movie.
Yeah.
It always like I lose connection with the movie at the point that the dude goes into an MSN booth in the future to call 411. Right. I'm just like, that's not the way technology ended up working.
They were trying, man. I mean, Spielberg is always like on point with that.
He is, but that has to be with him being 100% involved. So if he's just a producer, no. But if he's directing it,
yeah, if he's directing it,
he's called the future perfectly. Like everything he's called in his movies about the future has happened. Yeah. It's to the point of being scary.
I wonder if there's another great mind like him.
Yeah, you're talking to him. Boom. No? All right.
You haven't really made a big movie yet.
Dang. All right. What else we got, Remy?
I don't know. Let's go back on track, but I'm still like, I feel like we should watch it again and get together again.
I completely agree. It was really good. It was super good.
You want to do that? Follow us on the next episode.
Yeah. If you watch this episode and you're like, you know what? That's not enough discussion about a whole episode. Let's do one more. Just subscribe. We might do it actually.
Yeah, we might do one. Just give us a subscribe thing somewhere. Do you have a button, Nima, for the subscribe button?
Oh, we do have it's at the bottom right corner of your video that's playing right now. Or if
so here?
No, here? That's bottom left.
So here.
There you go. Over there.
Awesome. Click this button. It will make us happy. Is it there?
Yeah, we're such shallow people that we get our happiness from people clicking that button and liking us. It's true. I'm not even joking. We totally get happiness from
No, we love... Dude, this show just took a conspiracy theory turn, and I'm so happy about that.
I completely agree. Could not agree with you more.
Do you still think it might be the government or another big entity of some sort? And why would they not take her? And did you have the feeling that when Nora's going to get in the box, they were like, oh, man, this could go wrong really bad for Nora if she doesn't, like, grow up here?
No, I got the feeling that, like, that was the point of not scamming her, but maybe that was the point that they were going to push her out to see the other, the people that have left. Because, people do that all the time. They get you ready because they don't want to get you too nervous. They say, hey, it's not coming for another 10 minutes, and they do it immediately. Yeah. That's the kind of feeling I was getting. Which, by the way, the two doctors that Nora speaks to, they did a phenomenal job. I love those characters. I want to know more about them and their fancy Jaguar that they drive.
Yeah, it's a small team effort. Like, and the place they were in, obviously, like we learned in the first episode, they move around quite a bit.
Correct.
Second, third, first, I don't remember.
A number less than 4. Got it.
It's not the 5th one or anything higher than that. So I don't know. I'm not sure. But you know how they live in Miracle is called Jarden, and Jarden is like one. Yeah, Jarden is the actual town where they're in, not Miracle.
Okay.
It's Jarden, and it means kind of like backyard in French.
Is that a real place?
Shy of one letter, and so it kind of sounds like the Garden of Eden.
Ooh, okay.
And then Evie is Eve. So there's tons of religious things in this whole story.
Oh, I didn't pick up on those. That's great.
Always. Oh, yeah.
And
then Miracle and...
Is Kevin a religious name? Does anybody know?
I don't know. Someone can... There's a few people watching us right now. You guys know?
We'll wait. We'll awkwardly wait in silence. And like, just lose viewer, leave viewer.
These guys are weird. I'm throwing my computer out.
I should look at this. Somebody asked us a comment about a name of a town, and I didn't get it. It was one of our regular viewers.
Last episode? I'm on it.
Oh, somebody...
Jamestown.
What is that?
I don't know. What was that question for?
Yeah, who...
Targarinka.
Let us know what you were talking about. I didn't want to Google it to ruin your question, so let us know. I want to know what you were talking about so we can comment on it.
Yeah.
And or steal the idea and claim it as our own if it's really good.
As you know how... I'm sorry. No.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry. I cut you off, I'm sorry.
I don't care. Go ahead.
You do care.
Not right now. Tell me.
Okay. No, I was going to talk about last episode, one of the comments last episode, so it's kind of pointless for me.
No, I want to know now. Is it the one that with the link of the review? That one?
No. That was funny. This guy was like... what did he say? You guys know nothing.
He was like, leave the reviews to a professional, and then he leaves a comment to, I'm not joking, like a professional's review of minute by minute breakdown with comments from Reza Aslan of all people. Like
what? How did you get that?
Did you
No,
read
I didn't.
it?
I didn't bother. I thought it was some kind of religious thing.
I mean, it is a religious website, but if you look at it, like there's a bunch of comments about Reza Aslan. I mean, the dude's, by the way, Reza Aslan is a genius, and
he helped producing this, right?
Correct. He's one of the producers in this show. So when he leaves a comment or anything, obviously this shit's gonna be good. But damn, whoever wrote that website, that review had a lot of time and went into a lot of detail. Like, it's not just a short review. This was a good episode. It's break by break. Here's what happened. Here's what it means. Here's a comment about a religious figure that's made a yeah, I'm like, all right, man, you're not going to get that from here. Like, our show is just two guys watching it.
I mean, thanks for sharing, but yeah, I mean, we're just two friends sharing our thoughts on this show.
Yes, but we love the feedback that we get from everybody. So come back, be part of the discussion. It's just that don't expect the most highly educated religious talk here, because it's not.
Yeah, a lot of grammatical errors and errors. It's not going to be a polished show at all. Yep, like today's episode. Not really polished at all.
So good. I love today's episode because we're all over the place. Do we got more?
I'm done with my notes, but there's still so much. Like, did you like the room where the hallway, outside, it's an outside street, like very tiny street with a lot of graffitis around.
Alleyway.
An alleyway.
Got it.
Thank you, Nima.
I got you. Don't worry.
Where Kevin chases
Evie,
who he thinks Evie. That looked so good. Like, and then every single scene looked amazing.
I agree, and that's actually one of the things I was going to comment is not only the shots look beautiful in this episode, but anytime I saw extras, if there weren't actual speaking character, I was having a hard time trying to figure out if this is a paid extra or they just started shooting in the middle of the street and these are just random pedestrians that are walking by. Because like shots are happening really quickly. Nobody seemed awkward around. This was like, I'm not kidding. This was one of the best produced episodes of any show because like I couldn't see any flaws. And my mind usually goes to flaws. If they're happening anywhere in the screen, I'm like, right there. That was a mistake. And
this was almost perfect.
I agree.
And then the acting. I mean, those two, Nora and Kevin.
Do you still like Nora?
Yeah.
I don't. Like after this episode, I'm just like, ugh.
No, that character is awesome. She's so confident, but at the same time, she's not. And same for Kevin. They're like, I don't know. They're completely broken down, but have this badass look to them anyways.
Nora's confidence gets to me. Like that kind of confidence is really, which is something I've never seen before. It's kind of annoying to me because like obviously she's really smart. She's really capable. But it seems like she's making up for the loss of her children, or she doesn't call it a loss, for her children being departed. That part is really comes off that way. Obviously, Kevin made a comment too, so I'm not this crazy person who picked up on it. But man, it's kind of the overcompensating for a loss.
Yeah, well, that's
really
what annoying. She was done after that. Like that's when Kevin left. He's like, yeah, wait, why did you come here you came here to see your kids? Like, so good. So what's gonna happen next, dude? What if they're stuck there, and the the day of the apocalypse is like on its way,
right?
And if they're stranded, I'm not gonna lie. I saw the first few seconds of the preview for next. Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about it.
I stopped it, but all I saw was Matt and I think Lori, and I'm pretty sure John as well, were on their way by boat to Australia.
What?
Is what I thought I saw. Pretty sure that's what I saw. So I wish I had not seen that. Because now the gears are like grinding even harder. Like, what's so important for them to want to go there? Maybe we should just like look at that preview every week. Talk about it because everybody else does.
Yeah, but no, the only reason I don't do it is because I'm leaning towards the mindset of that trailers ruin the actual product.
Yeah,
so I try not to.
I agree.
But
with
I mean, it's nice for our discussions, that's for sure. I know the picture that I use in episode 2 of our show, the badass picture of Matt, is from episode 5 of this show. I know that, but aside from that, I don't know anything.
So they're on their. They're gonna be on their way. I
To
think to
Australia.
Australia. I might have missed something, but I mean, it just looked like it so badly. I was like, oh, they're really going there. Like, wow. I can. Can you make it by boat in 5 days from what the East Coast is where they are?
No, not from East Coast.
Where are they?
They're in Texas.
Okay.
But
So
I mean,
they
even
yeah.
there, and I mean, no,
If, even from there, like, how can they make it in a few days?
I think they have to go through Panama and then go back that way.
Yeah, that's
I guess that's
probably quicker.
possible,
Yeah.
but that's such a. I don't know what boat speeds are like, but that seems like a really long distance to travel.
Yeah, that's a long ass distance.
Is there-
But I wish I hadn't seen that. I really wish I hadn't seen that. Look at me looking for Google Earth now.
To try to see how long. Could get Google directions from Texas to Australia and just put boat.
Via boat.
I'm kind of curious, and this happens a lot in big movie productions. I wonder if Australia was written because it had a story purpose, or it was written because that's where they could shoot and they got the most tax breaks from. That's why you see a lot of movies that are everything's shot either in Canada, or a lot of things are shot in Chicago, because those places want to give money so things can be shot in it. So I wonder if that's the reason here. I mean, Australia is beautiful. So if anybody decides to make a movie there, that's a right call to make, because it's a diverse place. It's stunning. It has cities. It has dessert. It has it has desserts too.
As long as they have dessert, I'm going there.
I'm not even gonna finish that because it's a good enough point to leave it there. They have desserts there.
Dude, I don't think
You can make it. You can definitely
So-
make it. I don't know if anybody does though.
there's Hawaii on the way, kind of. Hawaii takes about, I think, 7 hours via plane from here.
Okay.
So, and it's kind of not even halfway there. So it'd be 18 hours via plane, which means via boat, depending on the boat. I have no idea what I'm talking about.
Right.
So back to the story.
You're so close. I was on board with whatever you were saying. You're drawing on a chalkboard. You like that stuff.
Well, yes, dude.
I was fully
man.
engrossed in what you were saying. I was like, oh, okay, he's going to tell me how to get to Australia.
If the plane goes 700 kilometers, like, no. The boat's going to be so slow compared to a plane.
The moment you said, Hawaii's on the way, my mind went, well, they can just go around it.
Why around it? It's on the way.
Because I thought you were saying, like, it's in the way. I was like, it's the ocean. Just go around.
Oh my god, this has turned into a giggle fest.
It's turned into one of
Maybe
our worst
that should be the name of our thing. Giggle fest.
I'm on board with that. It's just like, can we say Giggle Fest every episode from now on?
Can we have a giggle fest every episode?
Talk about like the most depressing show ever. Welcome to Giggle Fest.
Hey! And it's just us two that we just can't stop laughing.
Oh god.
But yeah, why Australia?
I don't know. That was a question I asked 5 minutes ago. We moved on from it.
I'm sure we'll find out. Maybe, I mean, the reason everything's in Australia now, it actually makes sense with the story, right? Because the day's happening, the seventh year, and in the religion, it's like 7 years is a bad thing, I think. Sorry, people
No, he was trying to make a connection that things happen every certain number of years, right? So 7 is a significant number for multiple
What,
reasons.
7 is a significant number in some kind of Bible.
Some kind of Bible.
Yeah.
The Christian one?
I don't know. Meaning something might be happening, like something big.
Okay.
And maybe it's no coincidence that Kevin's dad is in Australia and Nora's thing's in Australia, because maybe something's going to align for some departures to happen in Australia, for their machine to work. Who knows?
What? Okay, so this raises more questions. At the end of episode 1, we see Nora in the future, right?
Yes.
Is she in Australia? The lady that
Someone was
speaks to?
saying that in our comments for last episode, but the lady that she speaks to, did she have an accent?
Oh, I don't know. Does she have an accent? And not even that. Was there a flood? Like, is Nora in the place with everybody else, or is Nora still on regular people's Earth? Then why are people communicating via doves? Like, so many questions.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And why is she throwing
That's
all the
why-
messages away?
I feel like there's gonna be some serious time traveling in this.
I hope
Not
so.
because of what you just said. There's some other hints that like I was like I think time travel is gonna happen in this show. I don't know. Maybe that part with old Nora was in the future where the apocalypse happened, and so everything's back down to like basics. Technology is
Right.
gone or whatever. There's no more satellites. Everybody's using pigeons instead of phones.
Right. But then, if that's the case, why are they throwing messages away?
That's what they were doing.
If I'm not mistaken, Nora was literally grabbing all the messages and then throwing them in a bucket, and they were showing that there's a lot of messages in there, so they're not even reading them. And she said, "Love must be in the air." What the hell does that mean?
People, I don't remember any of this, but like people when they're stranding on an island,
Yeah.
they get a glass bottle and put a message in it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the same kind of thing. You attach the thing to a pigeon.
I'm on board.
Why not? Why
Right.
not? And then you send that pigeon to Hawaii, and then hopefully it makes it to Australia.
Here, pigeon, go to Hawaii. And then make sure you make a stop and then make your way to Australia afterwards.
I wonder if the pigeon could make it. I don't think so. Anyways. But yeah, time travel. Who knows, man? I don't know.
Well, I mean, it must be some sort of a travel that happens if they ever show the machine. Something must be traveling, especially if
there isn't, if there even, I can't speak anymore. If there's even a machine.
if there's a machine.
Yeah.
But if there, and this is something that they touched on in Interstellar, if there's travel happening from one point of space into another point of space that's not happening in real time, that's time travel.
Sure.
Me and a friend of mine had this crazy discussion about this. Like, people keep forgetting time is completely a man-made thing. It doesn't apply to the rest of space, to the expansion of the universe, all those things. So once you kind of leave Earth, what you know about time stops. GPS satellites have to have their time readjusted because time doesn't travel the same once you leave Earth.
Yeah.
We won't get into those deep, like, freshman college discussions about that people are getting
Freshman
like,
college.
Yeah, these are like deep discussions, but they're deep discussions that everybody has at a young age when they're.
Makes me feel old.
I know, right? It's the same as like when people think, is the color blue that I see the same color blue that you see? Everybody has the same deep discussions that happen kind of young.
Yeah, I remember when I was asking myself that question.
You were asking yourself? Is the color
was
blue that I
intense.
see the color blue that I see? It's okay.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Does
I
that
got
person
you.
see blue and yellow instead?
It's possible, but we've all agreed upon it as society, so we're fine.
What's gonna happen next, man? Nora, Kevin. Now Kevin's with his dad now. And
wonder-
they got picked up by a crazy lady who kills Kevins for a living.
So she has two Kevins now.
Yeah, she's like, all right, Kevin barbecue tonight.
She's like jackpot.
Yeah.
I kind of wonder if next episode is going to go back to the idea of this main storyline. We're not going to follow it, and we're going to go to follow these side characters now. So tune in next episode where we're going to absolutely hate it.
I mean, I think next episode is going to be like, I didn't watch the whole preview, but it's probably going to be about Matt, John's, and Laurie's journey. I don't even think I saw Laurie in there, but I may have. Journey to Australia. I don't know. Maybe they all drowned in a boat accident.
That's horrible. All right.
Well, yeah, but this episode, for a second, when you're like, okay, there was an explosion, maybe that's the last time we see Nora.
Yeah,
You didn't think that?
I did. No, I absolutely did think that. But
Yeah.
then they show Nora, and she's
Yeah.
completely fine.
Yeah. So as far as Kevin going onto TV and then his dad seeing him and then coming around right
Crazy,
around,
right?
that may mean that brings it all back after letting us down. Like, okay, he is crazy. Laurie figured it out on the phone. That girl's not even Evie. And then you're like, okay, well, he was just crazy, like now there's no way he's going to be the Messiah. And then you realize that maybe it's some voices in his head told him
Right,
to look
right.
there and see that person, and then
Right.
his dad finds him.
Like the same kind of logic that Kevin Senior was using in the last episode. Like things
Yeah,
are
follow the voices.
Exactly.
And you know how in this episode, like Kevin is really way more confident in following the stuff that he thinks he's seeing. He's like, yeah, that's totally her. He's not questioning himself. He's not, after all he's been and seeing people and stuff and those weird death dreams, he doesn't stop for 1 second and be like, maybe I'm crazy. Maybe that's not Evie. Maybe I'm just imagining that.
I didn't pick that up as confidence. I picked up as like just rage, basically. Like
He's just following.
he made a deal with whoever it was that was responsible for death or afterlife, right? He made a deal to do that thing so he could go back to his life.
Sure.
So
On the bridge, right?
Right. And so he feels like it's almost like somebody's broken that deal because he did everything he was asked to do and he's still seeing people.
Oh, so he's mad.
Right.
He's like, I thought I was not crazy anymore.
Right.
Okay.
Which I still don't know why he tries to kill himself. Because I kind of got the feeling that he was trying to go back to that. Like if he
with the bag?
Yeah, with the bag.
I don't think he tries to kill himself with the bag. I think it's like a daily thing that he does. I don't know why. They're probably never going to explain it.
I hope they do. It's God. You're probably right. They don't. But man, explain something. Like they've dropped like.
So even though it's a great show, it's like still very easy to get frustrated with. So many things are not getting answered.
Oh yeah,
probably won't be answered at all.
I was talking to one of my coworkers actually on Friday or Thursday, and we were talking about this show, and she was like, "Is it still confusing?" I'm like, "Oh yeah." She stopped watching after season 1, I think, because it was so confusing. She's like, Are you still lost?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah. Well, no, not really. We're not that lost. It's just. It's like the last season, and they're already pulling us like so many different directions. It's been 4 episodes so far, like half of it. I feel like after seeing, like this episode was like about Nora and Kevin's fracture,
Right.
I would say, in a way. Like, you can tell their state. They're not telling each other everything.
Correct.
And why are they not telling each other everything? And on top of that, you feel for them. Because everybody can relate. I don't know. The ending is going to be a very like emotional. You feel bad for everyone kind of thing.
That's actually, as much as I love this show, and I do love this show, I feel like that's one thing they. You know what? I take it back. I was gonna say that's one thing they don't do right because season 2 almost ended on a really high happy note. But they fixed it almost immediately. So I really hope. I'm kind of worried that they're going to do this since they know this is the final show, like the final season of this show. I kind of hope they don't do like hey, everybody's happy, we're all together and alive, cut.
They're not.
I hope so.
I bet you Kevin
Junior?
sacrifices himself to save the day. Pretty sure that's where it's going. I'm like.
That would be really good. That would be a great way to end the show.
I would bet you that that's what happens. I bet you a pack of beer that it's going to happen.
How we're not going to get it. I mean, how is he going to?
I don't know. It's where it's going.
Okay.
But I mean, at the same time, I want to tell myself I'm completely wrong.
Oh, that's a really good idea.
Because Nora is like, future Nora is like, no, I don't know a Kevin.
Right.
So why would she say no if he didn't save the day? She would have been like, oh yeah, totally, but she didn't.
That is a really good idea, man.
And we see Nora after Kevin is about to throw the book in the fire the first time. There's a shot like he's looking at it and then goes to the sky and there's a bird and that bird follows goes where Nora is. So who knows what kind of significance.
But he does burn it though, for sure. Like in this episode,
he burns the book. Yeah. But did you notice? As soon as he tells her, like, you just want to see your kids, it's very quiet. It goes to her, goes to him. But the music and all this was incredibly like chosen. Mm-hmm. And then he goes to him and he looks at the book as in, I'm guilty of the same thing.
Of what same thing?
Of not telling the other person what they're really there for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you're right about that. And speaking of the music choice, they had how many different versions of Take on Me? I think I heard 2 or 3 different versions of that song in this show, and every one of them was really good.
Yeah.
And it ends with the real version, if I'm not mistaken. It ends with the actual
I'm pretty
song.
sure that's the real version. I don't think I heard the recurring piano theme though. Did you?
You do hear it.
Which
you
part?
hear it when Kevin realizes that he's going crazy, and that was again such a good job, because like your heart breaks for Kevin the moment he realizes he is going crazy. It's tragic. It's like this dude, like, and it's horrible, as sad as it is. That's the moment that I texted you saying so good, because this is why I watch this show, is to see depressing things happen to this poor Kevin guy, and we're back to that. Like, it's
You're a sadist.
it might be, but man, like, we're back to the normal horrible things happening to this poor guy that just like it happens over and over again. You just see him break down, and that's why I love the show. And
but it's
so
done
good.
so well now that it's not as depressing, I feel like.
Oh, I've told you before, if a director and a creator does a good job, I'm on board with the journey. So I get sad when they want me to get sad. I get happy when they want me to get happy. So I was totally on board with this.
Yeah. And then I was thinking, like, when's the next time we're gonna see that, that those people doing this perhaps scheme of, sending people to the other side or whatever.
I imagine
is Nora gonna just jump back right into it?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
Because she has nothing else to do with her time now.
Correct.
So I guess that would be it. In the preview of, like, they have like previously on at the beginning of each episode.
Okay.
You see Lily. You see Lily, like baby Lily. Yeah.
Did I miss that completely?
It was on the previously on, and I didn't really pay attention to it, but I wish I had. What if? Never mind.
Tell me.
I can't. No, that's just not. That's not okay.
Okay then. Tell me when we get off the air, because I want to know now. I'm willing to bet that they're gonna go back to the subject in 2 episodes.
What subject?
These people that have the machine that has people traveling through space and time.
You think? Yeah, I don't think that we're gonna see that next episode.
Yeah, next episode's gonna be.
I don't even think we're gonna see Nora or Kevin next episode.
I agree. Well, no, that's kind of.
We might see some Kevin and Kevin, but
right.
not Nora.
We're gonna see some Kevin and Kevin action, but not Nora.
Not Nora.
Oh man. I mean, high five HBO and everybody for this episode.
Yeah, that was satisfying.
We're back on board.
We're friends again.
Yeah, we can talk.
I know. I do feel bad about talking so much crap about last episode last week, because it probably helped making this episode so much better.
Right? Like, if we enjoyed the last episode, do you think we would have loved this one as much? I don't think so. Because, man, my expectations were really low for this one.
Well, I didn't have any, because I think I knew that's what they were going to do. I knew it was going to be a really good episode. But I don't know. Are the producers of this show like very religious people? Have their work
I don't know.
In the past been religious?
Not really. I mean, excluding this show, the other ones have the subject of religious and just human history and human conditions are kind of murky, because so much of our history has been based on religion and our idea of what we like death and afterlife.
So forget religion, like spirituality, like death and like afterlife,
Lost,
stuff like that.
Yeah, Lost had a big afterlife piece.
Right, but it was not overly like, religion, like especially this Christian religion. No, right?
The idea
this
of
show is, and it's really annoying. I feel like maybe we're the wrong audience, but we're not, because we love the show. But do you think they could have been able to say as much just using spirituality and religion as a whole, instead of the Christian religion? Do they need all this religious stuff?
I would say yes.
To make the show work?
I would say yes, and that's only because my video was out of focus for a little bit. I'm an atheist. I don't believe in this stuff. I don't. I think this is just at best good literature. But the way I imagine they're taking it is from that point on itself. It's good literature to inspire a show out of, because the symbolism and the ideas that are in the Bible, the Quran, the Torah are amazing. Like, these are great stories based on like things that people tell from time to time to time. So I have no problem with them basing like this one on Christian symbolism of, you know, the Christ, the Savior.
But what I was saying is like too much symbolism. Like,
I mean, it's super heavy, like almost,
I know that I've missed probably half of the religious symbolism in this whole story, but I'm still able to follow the story and like the story, even though I might not completely understand anything like any of what I'm seeing. But I can still appreciate it. I just wonder, like, who wrote the story, anyways? You know,
this show was created by Damon. I'm so sorry, Damon. I can never remember or pronounce.
I'm sure Damon's not watching us.
Yeah, no. Damon and Moby are both constantly watching us every episode.
Oh, Moby, yeah, it's been a while.
No, I think. I mean, they're really good. I mean, they're creating this show based on. This is a whole nother discussion that we can't keep going for, but obviously they have a vision, and they don't necessarily. I'm gonna cut myself because I'm gonna go on a rant that's gonna go on forever. I'm a huge fan of what they're doing, and it's upsetting. Like, this episode is what made me realize it's upsetting that this show is no longer going to be on after this.
For sure. Well, maybe maybe you need a very complicated story like this show is in order to make such good episodes, pieces of arts like that.
Correct. And you were saying that maybe we're not the right audience for this, which I think you're right. Because, like, obviously,
would you enjoy the show more if you understood more of the symbolism?
I would enjoy it in a different way.
Right.
Like, based on our comments on the last episode, you can see the people that do pick up those religious symbolism, they are enjoying it on a completely different level than you and I are.
True.
And so hats off to whoever made this and whoever made even The Young Pope, because those are super religious shows. You and I did not pick up on every symbol, so we may not be the target audience. We thoroughly are enjoying these. Yeah. So good job, man. You're making people that don't care about religion absolutely love these stories. So hats off.
Props to you. I just wish it was a little more. I don't know.
I know. No, I'm on board. You wish it wasn't so.
It's definitely. I wish that. Okay, we both know they're touching on the subject of why are we here, the afterlife, and our existence, and all these questions, and that's awesome. I want more people to have these questions in their heads, because then there will be less assholes in the world. But is using religion necessary? If you took religion out of the whole picture, do you think people will have a clear focus in order to just ask those questions to themselves and let them,
I think that's a really good question. I think you wouldn't have a problem as far as the story goes. Like, you could still write and produce an amazing story without the Christian base. Not the Christian, I don't mean people base, but the Christian base of the story. But I think what it is, and this happens time and time again, it's an inspiration of it. You're taking a story that's been told for 1,000 years and you're retelling it in a unique, different way. So I'm sure these guys can write a story that's not based on any of that, but they just chose to retell a story that's been told.
Because it's easier?
I mean, yeah. I don't want to say that in a bad way, but there's nothing wrong with that. Retelling a story in a different way is really cool. I love it every time somebody does it, that you're just like, oh, that's really cool. Like,
yeah, but we don't even know the story of the Bible.
Right. For us, this is the Bible. It's horrible.
It's like, all right, Leftovers has become the Bible. Great. The third book or whatever.
I'm on board.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. We've had a few viewers stick with us for the last hour, which is crazy. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Whoever you are, please feel free to comment so we know who you are and we can hunt you down. Just kidding.
First name, last name, social security number is all we need.
All of it. Phone number if you really want to.
We absolutely appreciate it. If you can, like, subscribe. I mean, you don't have to like. Say if you do or don't like it. There's an option for thumbs up or thumbs down. And subscribe
Right here?
is exactly where Remy's pointing. Yeah, that
Right
is
here.
actually really close to it. We'll be
I don't
back.
even know where it is. I just guessed.
We'll be back next Sunday, right?
Yeah.
And then we'll have a video, hopefully midway through the week of next week, and then we'll be back the Sunday after that.
Yes. For Sense8, which was a disaster.
Oh, they don't know that. You don't need to say it was a disaster.
No, it was not a disaster.
It's going smoothly. Tune into the video that's
It's
coming out.
completely working out exactly as we intended it to.
Exactly.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
Check us out. Come back to watch us and join the conversations. And see you next week. I'm Remy.
I'm Nima. Bye, everybody. I really want to explain it.
Me too. If not, it'll be the sweet sound of our voices.
The soothing sound. You didn't get enough for last hour. You'll get more now.
Oh yeah, on Steadiocast.